Hello, and thank you for watching this video. I'm going to show you how to actually talk to your subconscious mind, the infinite intelligence within you, and get responses back. Your subconscious mind has access to this infinite storehouse of information, and every day when you're going about your day, you're absorbing information all around you through your subconscious mind. And it sends it back into this infinite storehouse. So you have access to this at any given time. And I'm going to show you a practical way to communicate back and forth with it. Now, you don't have to be spiritual to do this. You don't have to be practicing any sort of yoga or meditation. I've given people the steps from all types of backgrounds, and it seems to work just about 100% of the time. The steps I'm about to show you, you need to follow them exactly as I laid out, or it might not work. All right, so step one, you want to prepare yourself. And the way I do that is I take my phone and I have it with me before I go to bed. Now, I use the ILN app to do this. You could use your regular notes app on the phone. ILN just allows you to create multiple diaries, and I have a specific diary for this called my dream diary, which I do the following steps, which I'm about to show you on. So step two, before you go to bed, or even you could do this way before you go to bed, you want to write down your query. So what I do is through the ILN app in my dream diary, I create a journal entry and I name it the query that I want to know for that night, the basically what I want infinite intelligence to tell me. Again, you could use your notes app and just title the note whatever query you may have, and then have your phone ready to go next to you. So step three is that before you go to bed, you want to have your phone right next to you, like really in somewhere where you could grab it on a table, next to your bed, somewhere where you could easily grab it, because you're going to be getting information throughout the night from infinite intelligence, from your subconscious mind. And you're going to need to be able to write that down in the note or the journal entry if you're using ILN to basically write down the information so that it later could be interpreted. Now, step four, you're going to get information throughout the night, and it's going to come to you in various forms. Now, this may happen in several ways. As you're falling to sleep, pictures may flash inside of your head. And what you want to do, you want to actually stop yourself from going to sleep and write down whatever picture or vision you immediately had as you were trying to go to bed. The other way this will come is it'll come through dreams. You're going to get a series of dreams. You might get one dream, you might get a series of dreams throughout the night, and you'll be waking up throughout the night as this is happening. Now, what you want to do, and this is very important, is as soon as you wake up, you want to write down the dream you had. I understand you're very tired. Keep in mind, you're communicating here with God, and God is giving you answers right back. So this is important stuff. If you're truly serious about getting the answers you're looking for, you want to make sure you're writing that down. If you're really tired, you don't feel like writing, you can't even think straight, try to write down a couple of bullet points of what you dreamt about, and later on you could sort of fill in the details. What you absolutely do not want to do is tell yourself, I'll write it down later when I wake up. Because I promise you, you will forget. You will forget. So even if you write down a couple of bullet points, was in forests or trees, and then later on you could fill in details, those little bullet points will help you remember what you dreamt about. So definitely, as soon as you get the information, as soon as you wake up, write down the dream, even if it's just a few bullet points. All right, now step five, this is the fun part. You have to actually interpret the information that has been given to you. Sometimes, yes, you might get a dream where you'll see a figure, and the figure directly tells you some information. Those are awesome. There's nothing to interpret. They're telling you the information. But most of the time, it's going to come in a series of pictures, visions, uh, sort of dreams, movies, and you have to interpret the information. Now, doing this is a video of its own. I can't tell you how to interpret your own dreams or how to interpret your own visions, but I can give you some guidelines in this video to kind of help you to get started with this. First thing you want to do is you want to take all the information that you've gathered and try to figure out what the information means to you. For example, if you did dream that you were in a forest and there were a bunch of trees and you were scared, you want to write down all those little details. If you saw a blue sky, you want to say that, the color blue. You want to note colors. You want to note feelings that you had as you were in the forest. Trees, and that you were in a forest, you were lost, maybe you were being chased. These things you want to write down and you want to note. And then you want to meditate on these things and ask yourself, what does a forest mean to me? What do trees mean to me? For example, a tree to you might mean life. It might mean earth. It might mean, the summer. Whatever this is the first thing that comes to your mind, that's what you want to write down. If you have a note on your phone, you could write it down as, I guess, child notes. And if you're using ILN, you could add notes or comments to your journal entry to kind of write down these little points of what the dream might mean to you. The other thing that could help is actually do a search on the internet. This is especially important with things like colors and numbers. If you saw the number 5, if there were maybe you saw cupcakes in your dream and there were 3 cupcakes, that number 3, if you notice there were 3 cupcakes, that's important. Write down that you saw 3 cupcakes. What does the number 3 mean? You could go to the internet and actually do some research on that and see what these things mean. Gradually, as you get all this information together, the dream will become clear of what infinite intelligence is trying to tell you. Now, sometimes you might not interpret it in the first day. Sometimes it takes days, sometimes weeks, even months to interpret the information. Remember, this is infinite intelligence. This is God talking to you. So the information that you are getting is really deep information that you might need to know throughout the course of a period of time. It might be that important. So really don't rush it. Take your time. Don't get frustrated. And especially in the beginning, it's going to be really unclear. You might misinterpret things. Try not to jump to conclusions with things. And basically, as you go more and more into this and really start doing this on a regular basis, you'll start understanding a little better what the messages you're getting are. It's not always easy, but you'll get it. Now, a few important notes here that I want to talk about is, first, you want to query infinite intelligence. Don't ask. In other words, don't say, please let me know whether I should be dating this guy or not. Instead, you want to say, show me whether this guy is right for me or I should break up with him. Expect infinite intelligence to give you the answers. This was put inside. You were created with this ability to communicate with infinite intelligence. And it seems actually really eager to communicate with you. It's almost like you'll awaken something that it's like, oh, there you go. I've been waiting to talk to you this whole time. And then it'll continue to talk to you. For me, I've been doing this for over a year, and I don't even have to query infinite intelligence anymore. I just expect that when I go to bed, I'm going to get the information I need from infinite intelligence, and it never fails. Every night I get information, I write it down, and it knows I'm listening. The more you listen, the more it knows you're listening, the more it's going to give you the information you need. So there's going to come a point where you don't even have to ask. And again, you're not asking, you're querying. So you're saying things like, show me this, give me this, tell me this. almost like as if you're demanding the information. This is your information. This is what you were created to access, so expect that it's going to happen. The second thing is, if you use drugs, if you use marijuana, if you drink alcohol, it's probably going to block you from getting the information. There's no morality to this. It's fine. You do what you ever want. Do what you want. But if you're going to go to sleep, and if you're going to smoke weed before you go to sleep, you're probably going to not get the information you need, or it's going to be a little harder to interpret, or you might actually forget what you dreamt about. So what you really want to do is, at least on the nights you're going to do this, don't drink anything, don't take any drugs. Even if you're going to take some medicine that's going to help you fall asleep, that's going to block you. You need to be clear-minded and clear-headed to get the information that's coming to you. The other important thing is, before you go to bed, the query is the last thing you want to do. So as you're laying in your bed, going to sleep, you want to look at your query and repeat it to yourself. Let it sink down into your subconscious mind. Let it be the last thing you see. Put your phone to the side and repeat it to yourself. Especially in the beginning, you want to know what you're focused on. Another point is that you want to write down any little piece of information you get. Colors, numbers, smells. If you have a song that's repeating in your head, if you hear a voice whisper a phrase, write all that down. Even if you feel some unusual feeling in a part of your body, all of that, any piece of information, especially in the beginning, you want to write down as much as you can, and brought it all in together. You want to tie it all together to be able to interpret the message that infinite intelligence is trying to get to you. The way I stumbled upon this is that I've heard about infinite intelligence and the power of your subconscious mind. There's plenty of books out there that talk about this and tell you how to really access your subconscious mind, but it's always kind of like a one way. It was always like, you access your subconscious mind and then you wait and hope that something happens to you throughout the day. And that's fine. But I really thought, I don't even remember how I stumbled upon it, to be quite honest with you. But I thought, like, why can't I get direct answers back from my subconscious mind? And there was nothing really written about this. I still can't find anything written about this, which is why I'm creating this video, so to hope that you guys get this information, which seems to be almost it's almost amazing. Like, it works for just about everybody I tell it to. So how come nobody else has stumbled upon this before? I'm not exactly sure. Maybe they have, and maybe it's just, I don't know, I couldn't find anything about it. But my point is that this is a way to not be passive with your subconscious mind and infinite intelligence, and even, if you want to call it God, to actually communicate back and forth with God. That's really how I feel that I'm doing it, is that the infinite intelligence I'm accessing really is the storehouse of information that's connected to all, the universe and God. You call it the universe, source, God. It doesn't care what you call it. It's going to give you the information regardless. It wants to give you the information regardless. So I would love to hear your experiences about this. Please leave them in the comments. You could even talk about some of the dreams you had, and who knows, maybe I could even help you interpret them. But definitely let me know. Subscribe, follow me for more videos in the future that I'll be doing. So I really hope that this helps you to get the answers you're looking for, and to really establish a better relationship, not only with yourself, but with the entire universe and with God.